everyone, and welcome to Rosie's Tips. Today I'm going to show you how to make a carrot loaf from leftover juice pulp from your carrots. Now, this is what I do with my carrot pulp. So since I do not have a compost, I don't like all the pulp to go to waste. So I make other foods with it, and sometimes you're in the mood for that hearty bread taste, but you don't want to eat the flour or the wheat or the sugar in it. So this is a great alternative, and it's a great idea for you guys to use your leftover carrot juice pulp. So here are the ingredients we're gonna use. We're gonna use around half a cup or a little bit more of the date honey. Now if you go back on my videos and watch the video how to make date honey from dates, you'll see how I make this. And right here I have 2 tablespoons of chia seeds and 1 cup of water. So I'm using the light chia seeds because I have the dark ones, the black ones, and I also have the whiter ones. What I like to do, I don't like that seeds in my food. So what I do, I ground up the chia seeds that I'm going to use for the week, and it dissolves better in the water and in my foods and shakes without having those little chunky seeds in there. So that's a great idea, an alternative. So as you see, just 2 tablespoons swells up and it makes this gel paste. And chia seeds are a great source of omega fatty 3 acids that we need to build protein. So and it also has calcium, iron, and a lot of other little minerals and vitamins for our body. About, let's see, 3/4 of a cup of chopped soaked walnuts, and about 2 tablespoons of raisins. It's optional, you don't have to use them. And a teaspoon or a little bit over a teaspoon of cinnamon. So that's what we're going to use in our pulp. So let's get started. I'm going to start with the walnuts. Put a couple of the raisins, not much, but it's nice to have that bite of sweetness in there also with the raisins. The cinnamon, and we're going to put the date honey. I make this once a week, and I usually use it in a couple of days. So we're going to use a good serving of that, because the last loaf I made, my husband said it wasn't very sweet, so I'm adding a little bit more. So I would say about this much of the jar. That would be a little bit over half a cup, I believe. So we're going to put that away, and we're going to mix this in a little bit. And the reason I use the chia seeds is because that's what's going to bind it together. The chia seeds is what's going to make it stay together, because it's very dry. The carrot pulp is very dry, and the date honey adds moisture to it, and the chia seeds adds a little bit of moisture as well, and it binds it together so it sticks together. So once I have that mixed in very well, we're going to add the gooey gel chia seeds in there. So it's just 2 tablespoons, but it like I said, it absorbs all that water, and you get all that gel out of it. So we're going to mix that in very well. And now it's getting a little bit moist, and it's also feeling very sticky. Oh, this is so delicious. I made 3 loaves, and my husband had one, and I had one today with some almond milk, and this is the one that's left. So I just made the video before this I showed you guys how to make celery salt, and I have the celery ready to dehydrate in my oven. I leave my oven on warm because I don't have a dehydrator, on warm, and I crack the oven door open and I leave it in there overnight. So in the morning I make the celery salt. So I thought I'd make the carrot so I don't just run the oven just for the celery. So I'm going to make the carrot loaf. So once it's mixed in very well like this, you're going to taste it. And basically, when you're making breads, crackers, anything from your pulp, when you taste it, that's what it's going to taste once it's done. So you have to make sure that you have the right flavor going on before you put it in before you dehydrate it. So I'm gonna taste it, and I want to make sure I have the right amount of sweet in here and the right amount of the cinnamon. So good. Oh, very good. I think it's going to need a little bit more date honey. I want to make sure it's sweet enough. So I would say maybe a cup of the date honey. So watch my video on how to make the date honey. It's a great alternative to any type of sugar. It's just a natural sugar from a fruit, and everything in here, it's natural. Nothing in here has any preservatives or any chemicals. Everything in here is all natural, and you make a healthy loaf, and it's healthy sugars that absorb in your body very well. So once you're done mixing this very well, I'm going to move all this stuff aside. Push it back. You're going to get your tray, and you're going to get the non-stick pad on there. And when you do this part, remember to always wash your hands really good with the antibacterial soap. And I always have a little brush in my sink, on top of the sink, and I use it to scrub the inside of my nails very well. So wash your hands very good, scrub your nails very well, the top of your fingers and everything. And then you're going to use your hands, and I'm going to make around 3 loaves with this. I think I'll probably make 4 loaves because it looks like a lot. So what you could do is you could give whatever you have left over to some friends. So I'm going to make the loaves, and I'm going to shape them up, and I'll be right back with the results right before I put this in the oven to dehydrate, okay? Okay, I'm back, and they're all done. So I ended up with the 4 cups of pulp, making 4 loaves, carrot loaves. And you shape them into a loaf. And you don't want to make them too thick, or you don't want to make them too thin, because they're going to shrink a little bit in size. So they end up looking like little gold bars like that. And the reason you don't want to make them too thick is because you want them to dehydrate quite a bit. So it ends up being very dehydrated on each side very well, and a little moist in the inside, and they're so delicious. This is a great way of eating that loaf that you crave a lot, and it's a healthy way of eating it, and you don't have to worry about wheat and flour and all that other stuff. So we're going to put this in the oven on warm with the door slightly cracked open. I put them in there for about 10 to 12 hours. So the first 5 to 6 hours, they're going to dehydrate on one side. And after 5 or 6 hours, you're going to turn them over. And they're going to dehydrate another 5 to 6 hours on the other side, depending on how you want the texture. And remember, when they're done, you're going to put them out on a little like screen and let them dry through before you put them in a container. I keep them in a glass container in the refrigerator, and so they don't spoil and they last longer. And you want them to be completely cooled down, because if you store them right away, they'll get really mushy and you have to dehydrate them even further so they don't get to that point. So I always have my thermometer, so I make sure that the temperature does not go over 120. I want it at 118, between 118 and 120, so they don't cook. I just want them to dehydrate. And I hope you guys like this great idea on how to what to make with your carrot pulp. And if you guys like the video, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll continue to bring great ideas on eating your fruits and vegetables for better health. You guys have a wonderful day.